uh repositories. Oh God, look at that commit. Oh my God, look at that commit chart. 2 million. That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I have like the fourth most active profile on GitHub technically.
Man, you gotta be careful. You're gonna get banned. Just don't push any more commits.
Bro, I think you're trying to stop my grind. You don't want me to commit anymore?
You got me there. I was just testing you.
Bro, if they ban me, I'm just gonna make another account.
That's a bit crazy. Hold on, let me switch networks.
I started the live stream, by the way. I liked the conversation, so I just started streaming. We have a
Awesome.
new thumbnail. What do you guys think about it?
I like it. I like the rats.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep using these thumbnails. I found this website where there are like a lot of them, like similar theme, just rats around with cheese. So I might just keep using them.
You found a website full of pictures of rats around cheese.
Yeah, I'll actually send a link one sec. It's so good.
Very specific site.
This one, it's a stock image website, I think. It's just like mice. Sorry, no, I didn't mean to say mice. Rats. Uh, rats with cheese. Probably AI generated though. I mean, of course.
I'd assume so.
A lot of these are definitely AI generated, but it's fine. It is what it is.
So, how's it going, guys? How's everything?
Pretty clean, pretty clean. How about you, Gold?
It's good. I just woke up, so it's
Oh,
starting, but
it started.
can't complain. Everything's all good.
What do you think of the new mascot for Mozilla's Firefox, I think? Kit?
Do
Have
they
you
have a
seen
new
that?
one?
Yeah, they have a redesigned fox. It's called Kit. Let me
Oh, this is
share an image.
Cat?
It's a I want I forgot what they called it. I mean, I think it's a Firefox, not like a not a specific thing. Apparently,
um,
it's different.
it's all right. It looks a bit
Yeah,
too like I don't know. It's like the like I don't want to get into it, but it's like the
too
modern
flattened.
way. Yeah, it's like the graphics design of modern companies is leaves a bit to be desired, but I mean, I love foxes and I love Firefox and I love brand mascots, so
Mm.
overall, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. That's clean. That's higher than I expected from you.
Maybe 8 out of 10. If it was
I
more
think that makes sense.
anime, but that'd be better.
Of course. Oh, have you watched Spice and Wolf?
Yeah, I have.
Of course, of course.
How
But
about you, Orhun?
yeah,
How's it going?
yeah.
Sorry.
Um, I guess it's fine. Um, I don't know, just grinding, working on projects. Yesterday, a fun thing happened. I have this
Mm.
I have this office space that I had for a while, but I was not using it. And then a couple of months ago, started kind of like renovating or like redesigning that space for a hacker space actually. And yesterday, I just randomly invited some people just randomly, like it was not planned, and like some friends and some people that I knew, and like we had a meetup, like the first ever meetup there. It was not planned at all. It was just like random friends of mine. Nobody knew each other, but it was like really cool conversations. And yeah, that happened. So I'm pretty happy about it. And I posted about this today. So I guess I'm gonna keep doing that every week. So I'm just quite happy with like this hackerspace thing that is now happening. So this week's highlight was, I think, that. So yeah, it's going good.
What did you guys discuss during the hackerspace?
All kinds of stuff, man. So one of the guys, he was into, like, he had multiple businesses, and one of them was manufacturing clothes, and he had experience with a bunch of custom made clothes like t-shirts and jeans and whatnot. So he had this like fun stories, and the other guy, they didn't know each other, but the other guy also like knew these things, and they had like some discussions about, I don't know, the brands and like international connections related to those brands, and like what's the best clothing brand out there, what's the best quality, and what's the best pricing and whatnot. And I don't know, some deep stuff that I'm not really into, but it was super fun to discuss. And other than that, just like overall startup stories, because not all of them was like into tech. I would say some people there yesterday was like some like there was one person, and she was a lawyer, but she was also into tech. So it's kind of like some legal discussions about I don't know, all kinds of stuff, projects, startups, businesses, um I don't know, hacking on apps, and yeah, just overall really fun stuff. There was like so many things that happened there, and yeah, we stayed there for, I think, 3 hours, 4 hours, and we're gonna keep doing that every weekend probably. So yeah.
That's really awesome.
That sounds like a really cool experience.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
too scared to.
go ahead,
They
Green.
had yeah, my city. I live in a pretty large city, and they had apparently they have a like a Rust group, and they were meeting up 3 days ago, and I wanted to go. I was like in the vicinity, but I ended up chickening out. I got too scared.
Yeah, I actually just started going to the local Rust meetup. I went there last month, and I think they have a meeting this Thursday. I mean, it's pretty chill. Uh,
I've never actually gone to like meetups before. I mean, I've gone to like events and such, but I don't know about meetups.
it's
Now,
a bit
what's the experience generally like?
yeah, it's a bit different from like anime conventions, but
Hmm.
like yeah, yeah, sorry, that was supposed to be a joke. I don't know, but I don't know. It was really cool. Like we show up and we just kind of talk about Rust, and then a few people do like presentations of what they're working on, and then there were like a few newbies, and they kind of like had their questions about Rust,
Right.
and like we just kind of tried to help them out. It was cool. Like yeah, and I mean it was really fun for me because like there was someone from the Bevy Discord there that like I've like seen posting, and they've like seen me posting, so we were just kind of like, oh hey, nice to see you in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Sounds
So
like a
go ahead, y'all.
yeah. Go ahead, Orhun.
Yeah, I was just saying, that happens. You just run into some people randomly. That's fun.
Oh god, that sounds like a great experience. I should. I'll go. They have a meetup on my birthday actually, in like uh in 2 days. So I'll be sure to go. Maybe have some actual fun. I don't know if my laptop will be able to go. That thing is like hodgepodged together. The Wi-Fi antenna, I had to. So the Wi-Fi antenna in my laptop died. I don't know why. So I grabbed one from my spare pile of Wi-Fi antennas, and I glued it on the back of the laptop. I had previously put a heatsink on the back of the laptop because I was water cooling the laptop. Um, and so I had to disassemble it. And currently, the bottom is open. There's a hole at the bottom where the water cooling block was at. So it's a little. It looks like a pipe bomb currently, but I think I think they'll be able to understand.
That sounds so cursed, man.
It'll give you like hacker points though. Like if you just come in with like a half disassembled ThinkPad
That'd be
with,
peak.
with like a heatsink and like an antenna on it.
Yeah, let's all fix my water cooling loop. Oh yeah, I also I previously like the way I set up my terminals and my windows on Linux is that I try to avoid using multiplexers. Because I have this obsession of like if I have a window, I have to see it. I have to see its origin and see that it's active. So I have my waybar configured to show me which window is open based on the icon. And then I used to have a two-layer script where I would have regular workspaces, but then Hyperland has this feature called special workspaces or named workspaces, or AKA named special workspaces. And I had a script that would toggle a named special workspace, and now I banded on that with like 4 scripts in Lua, which you can configure to have a bind to open a named special workspace, a bind to go to a special workspace, or to go previously to the one that you were at and toggle back to the base layer. And I also have one to send a window to specific special workspace. And then I have another separate bind for navigating. You can bind like up and down, so you can go up one layer, down one layer, and you also have send window up one layer, down one layer. So I have effectively created infinite workspaces on top of my current one. So I've been abusing it currently to have 15 projects currently open on Zeditor. So yeah, that's what I've been up to for the past 2 days.
Do you have like 15 windows of Z open?
Yeah, I have 15 windows of Z open on top of each other, and like right now I'm on layer 5, but on layer 6 there's another window of Z open. On layer 7 there's a separate window. So I have it like a stacked amount of layers on top of the current workspace. Then I can toggle them on and off with the bind to go to the previous active workspace layer that I was on.
Do you use the Vim mode in Z?
I have tried to use the Vim mode in Z, but it feels too different from actual NeoVim to the point where I just prefer to open NeoVim if I'm gonna be using NVim. I have been trying the Helix mode a little bit more because it's
Hello.
like, hello there, Shard, welcome. Um,
What's
and
up,
I've been
Shard?
trying yeah.
Sorry, Rikona. Here, Rikona is talking. Let him finish his story, and then we can do introductions.
Yeah. So I've been trying the Helix mode because it feels actually different. So I don't expect like NVim style stuff to be happening. So yeah. Hello there, batter. Oh, there he goes.
I miss him already.
Oh
He
God.
probably has some issues with his mic, I think.
How's it going, Shard?
Great. How about you guys?
Fantastic. Discussing our little setups at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've recently changed the switch to Neovim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been trying. There's still some things which, but it's fine. It's fine. It works fine. I have
Of
to say
course.
it's a bit like globally it's a bit faster than Emacs.
Oh, you were using Emacs previously?
Yes, Doom Emacs.
Interesting.
Okay,
Are you good at Emac Lisp? Oh, sorry.
No. To be honest, I never really liked Lisp. I think it's fine, but I didn't really like learn it a lot. I just I can write it because obviously like you need it for Emacs config, but that's pretty much it.
why did you switch to Neovim?
Because I use so I know a lot of people don't like that, but I like having my editor in a GUI, and so I was using Doom Emacs in GUI mode, and the thing is I tried out something called Neovide, which is like a Neovim GUI, but it's really smooth and it's actually like really smooth. That's why I kind of wanted to try it out, and yeah, so now I'm basically like a bit like trying, and also I think like Neovim in general, apart from Magit, which is a very nice Git integration for Emacs, I think Neovim, on the other hand, has a lot of plugins, of really good plugins that Emacs doesn't have.
Yeah, I used to
Maybe.
use Emacs, but it feels like it's lost a lot of its popularity over the decades.
I mean, yeah, you definitely feel that it's all, and there's, like I appreciate the effort of the people. For example, the guy behind Doom Emacs, which has put a lot of time and effort and still keeps up with doing his config. But I think it's still pretty old, and you definitely feel that it's not modern.
There was a new Neovim release the other day, right? 0.12, I think. I haven't checked it out, but there was like there was, I think, so many changes that makes Neovim a
Mhm.
bit more out of the box, but I'm not sure. I haven't read
Yeah.
whole thing. I will send a link to the chat. I gotta. I'm following this newsletter, and they had this blog post that I was planning to check out. Maybe you guys would be also interested.
Sure. 100%. I've been using it a little bit. What I will say that I really like about the new release is the new package manager. Basically, I don't have to use lazy anymore. And it's like it's not Git based. How do I put it? It's the previously you'd use GitHub links. Um, but the fact that you can use like actual just direct URLs is particularly I've been enjoying that so much. I haven't seen much change in my actual like configuration so far.
How's it going, Batter? Is your mic all right?
Yo, yo, yeah, it's going well. Going well. Just listening to you wise guys.
You're a wise guy yourself.
Yeah, I think you're.
Not as wise as you guys, no, no,
I'm not sure about that.
no.
Very humble.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. So maybe if there is some topic against the vibe coding, I will definitely jump in. I will not make I will not make friends tonight, I feel.
Yeah, I think
Bruh.
last meetup was kind of heavy on AI, so
Yeah.
Again, I
I'm
don't
not
mind.
against
I don't
other
mind the
topics.
tool. I don't mind the tool, but like I just don't like the hype, man, and like the exaggeration and
It's definitely overhyped, you know. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like Web3, which was hyped, you know, with NFTs
exactly,
10
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I remember
It's
Web
the
3.
same
That
to be honest, in my opinion, it's the same kind of feeling where there's just, you know, too much hype. It has a good use, but there's too much hype around it. But eventually, it will. I think it will go away.
And also I'm
eventually.
against I'm against also the fact that like giving up on people using their brain, they're just becoming like stupid. I don't know, dumber and dumber over time. Like, man, you can use your brain. Like, it's free. It's with you all the time. It's offline. You're not paying subscription for it. Why not using it?
Yeah, I mean,
True.
I think there will definitely be a problem with education and with people like newer people coming to the scene because there are like people that are like relying too much on AI. I still feel like, you know, if you use AI, you still kind of learn less if like than if you
Yeah,
weren't, even if you're trying to understand what it gives you, because
I
I
I
think the
agree.
process is pretty much different if you have to do it from scratch and you don't get the answers directly by the AI, you know. So
I mean, for me, like using AI or copy paste an answer from Stack Overflow, it's kind of like the same. You need to know what you're doing, and
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
doesn't take that much to learn, actually. And just using things and like bragging about, like, look, guys, how many like lines of code, look how many PR. This is just like bullshit metrics that everyone is like hyping. And I say, like, why? Why do we need to go that direction, guys? Like, we have a lot of problems that we need to fix. We need a lot of smart people. I'm not one of them. Uh, and yeah, we don't need to destroy the whole internet and the whole tools just so I don't know. I don't even know what people are gaining from it. I would say honestly. Yeah, I mean, speeding up code, that was never the issue. I can write like shitty code all the time, but it's is this really what we want to do with moving forward? I don't know. Sorry, guys, about negativity. Like,
No, it's okay.
No,
I told you
definitely.
guys, why did you give me the mic, guys? You see, it's your problem. Okay, I blame you for that.
I mean, I think it's generally the ease of output. Generally, I mean, AI makes a lot of decisions in coding that you don't really have to do. That's why people prefer like doing it like that. I mean, low is the barrier to entry, like crazy. I mean, like
Like
I've
what?
seen people like people that don't know how to code will just spring up an entire application. I mean, it's gonna be shit. Speaking of shit application, I've been trying to deal with a vibe coded application for the past 3 days. I have still
Mm-hmm.
not fixed it because
Yeah.
whoever wrote it clearly doesn't understand user UX, and you cannot configure it if you do not have like the tooling
Yeah.
installed and it detects it as installed, but you can run it in Docker, meaning Docker is like you can
Oh,
have it
really?
sandboxed in Docker, so it can't detect anything. So it'll
Oh
think you
my
don't have
god.
anything installed, so you can't even configure anything. And I've been
Mm.
spending 2 days like
Oh my
researching
god.
TypeScript to try and fix this nonsense because I'm like pretty shit at TypeScript. So
Yeah.
not
No,
gonna
that's
lie, I'm
good.
about to drop it right now.
That's fine.
No,
You
that's
don't need
good
to
enough.
learn it.
No, no, that's good. I would be worried if you told me I know TypeScript. You're not missing anything there, so don't worry. Yeah, like imagine like you building some shit like, and you need to pull 4 GB Docker image just to run like. I mean, like I don't know. Is this really what we want from the internet, man? Like,
I don't know. I mean, the barrier to entry is too low. I mean, we can't really do too much about it since, it's kind of already out and people are gonna embrace it. I mean, we all remember what was happening with fucking bullshit frameworks. Every 10 days, people will come up with a new framework, start abusing it. So like this is just that, but at a 10x scale. Like everybody, like the entire field of computer engineering is on everybody's hands, like quite cheaply too. So it's like I don't know. It's eventually gonna. I've been I wouldn't say convinced, but I am somewhat my workflow has incorporated the AI now because I write a lot of documentation to keep me up to date with the repositories that I work on.
for you,
I've now
for you, man. Yeah,
Yeah, so I
yeah.
keep like read lists, so I can read like a repository really quickly, and I also keep like where I last was in a repository. So I've kind of outsourced that to AI to just jot that information down for me. Especially if I'm using Z or something like that, I can quickly spin it up with a shortcut. So the ease of use that it enables is quite a lot, but I can see how this has been misused. I mean, growing up with this tooling in school, I mean, everybody was
Wait,
using it to cheat on tests and stuff like that. So
can I ask you one question? Like
sure,
you
go
said,
ahead.
like you're using AI, so it reminds you where your session in your editor was. Was that correct? Did I understand correct?
Yeah, I have it set up where I have code base audit files. I've recently created a template which gives me a read order. I used to have to handwrite these and it would take
I
forever. You
have a,
can ask
you
uh
know, I have a gift for you, Ashley. Like we can sync,
oh,
and
what is it?
after that, I can give you like a quick solution where you don't need subscription or AI for that, man.
Yeah,
So
what's the solution?
I mean, like, if you're using NeoVim, if you're not using NeoVim, you should use NeoVim first.
Yeah, I
Um,
use Newton.
okay, good guy. Yeah, we're grinders here. Good. So there are plugins actually where you can like
Yeah, I know.
register your sessions, and
Oh
with
yeah, I know.
Tmax, and if you're using Tmax, then there are some plugin. They will just like if you restart your computer, you will just like Tmax session will be restored with
Oh
your
yeah.
editor restored with your cursor and everything will be restored the way it is. I don't think you need like to pay $200 per month for uh, just to do that. I'm just saying.
No,
I
I
think
don't
the
pay
gold
anything. I'm
silver
too broke.
copper. I think the gold silver
Yeah.
copper actually like hates me now. It's weird. Maybe,
Nobody's gonna hate
maybe,
you for any opinions you have.
maybe he regret
Rather.
that he asked me how do I feel.
I wanna just quickly jump in and talk
Mm.
about the education and like this AI trend going on right now, because I have attended an event yesterday and I talked to some
Mm-hmm.
students from like university students. They are studying software engineering, computer engineering, whatever. And maybe you're not gonna believe this, and I hope the organizers are not listening to this right now. But this was a Solana event and sponsored by Cursor,
Mm-hmm.
and it was organized by this Rust community. So there's like it was just
It's
insane to
already
me.
cursed.
Conspiracy, man. I cannot not think about conspiracy here.
Bro, Solana and Cursor, it's gonna be
Cursor is crazy.
Yeah. So they actually okay, I'm gonna just spill the beans here, but they wanted me to like, this was a hackathon, and they wanted me to just be a judge, or like someone in the committee, just to score the projects that was built during the day. And I was like, okay, guys, I only know Rust. I don't know anything about Solana. I don't
Mhm.
I don't care about Cursor. I don't use any of these tools. I don't know anything about it. So I cannot be the right person for this. And they were like, no, you're fine. You do Rust and so on. So I didn't I didn't show up to the event because I was busy, and I told them, hey, I won't be able to make it and so on. But we they replaced me, but I still showed up because, I don't know, I didn't have anything else to do, and they had free food, so I was like, whatever.
Right.
And we went there with my friend, and we talked to some people, some students and so on. And it was just like, I asked them, like, do you like use Rust? Do you write Rust? What do you think about it? And they're like, this is our first event, and I mean, we used it, but they use it, but they don't know what they're using. It's like they have this really cool tool that they have, but they're not aware of it. They're more interested in the Solana ecosystem or whatever. And you're not gonna believe this, it's so fucking crazy. The prizes for the winners, it was $800 worth of Cursor credits. It's
Oh, that's
like,
crazy.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay. So you
Yeah.
spend a day on this, I don't know, this project, and you get like Cursor credits for it. And
Free
I was,
compute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, so it was just a crazy event, but there's some interesting people there for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I have a similar example. There's like a CTF competition, right, which is pretty known in France, and it happened, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I had some friends there, and basically like everyone was just like using Claude, right, and there were some teams that have had like I think it was 4 or 5 Claude $200 subscriptions. And they were basically just everyone was basically using AI, and it was basically like the guy that win was basically the team that used the most tokens and spammed Claude the most. And yeah, same thing basically. They didn't really knew what they were doing apart from like spamming Claude and using the subscriptions.
It really like gives me like not like pessimistic view about the future, to be honest. Like I don't know, man. Like have you guys like watched the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're into it, honestly. If you didn't watch it, like you should watch it, and you will really relate to what we are living these days and like the future. Like it's getting dumber and dumber to like to. I mean, again, like those are just like tools, but like to say like this is great. It's like you're just creating slop, and because like people they don't know what they're doing, they think they are creating value, but like there is no value there. Just creating slop, and you're just like feeling good because you see like more tokens you burn, and if you're working a company that pays for it, like they will to get you. Oh, nice. We have some productive guys, but at the end of the day, like look what you're building honestly. Like how many users? Like what value are you building with that? Not that much most of the time.
Right.
There was a guy yesterday that I talked to, and I don't know which company this was, but I think it's one of the yeah, okay. Anyways, I won't give out the name of the company, but he told
That's
me,
with O.
no, no, not that one. Um, they
Okay.
told me that there's like a token limit they need to use for the task. So not a limit, but like
A minimum?
a minimum like token amount that they
Oh
need to
my
use.
god.
So they basically like use this, and I mean, you could do the same thing without AI probably, but they expect them to use the tokens, and they actually record this and they track it. And it was just like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, what are we doing? What is this, right?
I know a number of people like here in the States who work at like, pretty big tech companies, like you've probably heard of them. And I'm pretty sure literally all of them at this point have a program where it's like they totally check your productivity by how many tokens you're using. And like if you don't use a certain amount of tokens, like you have a very good chance of getting fired and stuff like that. Even if you didn't actually do anything meaningful, it's like the managers are only looking at the token usage. So yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen like this video like of Jensen Huang, where he said like, you guys, like, if you have engineers with salaries of $500,000, and if they are not using at least $250,000 of token, I would be worried something is wrong. I said, oh my god. But I mean, the guy wants to sell more GPUs. I can understand that, but people like buying this, like I was like, what the fuck is going on, guys? Seriously, like. I don't know, like, where did we lose our shit actually in this journey? I feel like something went like off like this. I don't know. I prefer less features. I mean, because everyone can make up like, okay, I need this, but like, we need to do less and to do it with less code. That's what's more challenging. It's not about like how much do you type, and like having like companies like bullshitting their employees with that, and like having this pressure and everyone trying to push AI and to how many tokens are you using. Like this is damn contest, I would say. But I don't know. I don't. Now it's weird to speak like this because I feel like I'm kind of like crazy or anything or something. Um,
No, I mean, I think, like, in my opinion, like most of the people that have like a bit or like decent programming knowledge would agree, because I think what happens with AI, right, is you can kind of like create a lot of features, but they won't really be reliable, and the quality of them won't be as good as if you really like scope down to a few features and you do them well and you make sure they're reliable, you know. And I think that's also one of the issues.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I know we all have a bunch of opinions on AI, and personally, I can talk about it all day because I kind of love it. But let's focus
Yeah,
on something more human this grind sesh.
yeah, I agree.
So anyone have anything they want to talk about that isn't related to AI?
I actually have a question to you. So
Sure.
in case you guys don't know, we do this Terminal Tuesdays podcast, and Gold Silver Copper made a really cool rotating terminal animation thing for it.
Mhm.
It's super cool looking, super nice, and that kind of like gave me a bit of confidence to do 3D stuff, rendering with Ratatouille, because it just works quite well. So in my previous live stream, I tried to vibe code something using this and using the same like approach and Bevy and Ratatouille and so on. I mean, I failed horribly. If you watch the live stream, it's just looking horrible, and I tried to make a game, and it was not working and so on. But now I'm kind of like thinking, or like, I don't know, just contemplating a game where we have a 2D aesthetics, like a terminal, and also like a 3D rat animation, and kind of like a blend of two, but just weird looking thing. Like you know, the Terry Davis put sprites on the terminal, right? So I want to do that with what we have currently with software Ratatouille and Bevy and so on. but I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I just wanna like ask you guys, like, does that make sense to you, or am I just going crazy with the rats?
Give us some more like what are you thinking of this game being like what's the gameplay and stuff?
It's a good question. So I want to control a rat in the terminal, maybe.
Is it gonna be like an ASCII rat, or is it gonna be a
Uh,
like kitty
just
protocol image or something?
I think I want to have like a 3D rat.
Okay, we can use I know Cooper, he made Bevy Ratatouille camera, which is like you can render a 3D scene in the terminal, like through ASCII. So it's like we could have a 3D rat rendered in ASCII running around.
But no, I
Maybe, I
mean,
don't know. Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
go
my
ahead.
bad. Talk. I'll go on afterwards.
So, not as a ASCII, but like, like an actual 3D rat in a 2D terminal. Like, it's supposed to look strange. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that Terry Davis had in the terminal. Wait, let me just send an image. Yeah, these these stuff on the right, they are like actual 3D sprites, but they're in the terminal, so it's like, I don't know. Are these ASCII though? I have no idea.
No, they're not ASCII. I remember how he did this. Yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible. Bevy can totally do that.
So maybe the idea here is not actually a game, but a terminal emulator with 3D rendering support inside of the terminal somehow, or something like that. Maybe I'm just talking about this, but yeah, not a game probably. But I initially wanted to make a game.
Yeah, Bevy is super powerful. Like it can totally do that. Like whatever idea you have, it can probably be done. So like if you want to contact me afterwards and like talk about it more, like feel free.
Yeah, I'll think about this more, but yeah.
Yeah, Bevy has like this cool thing where it's like every UI node, like you can just render literally anything you want in it, even like another camera. So you can just put a 3D like animation into a UI node, or like you can put a 3D animation somewhere inside the world and then point a camera at it, and then put that camera inside a UI node, and it'll just render. And then the rest of the UI will just be like a terminal.
Yeah. I have I have so many like crazy and useless ideas about this. So one of them is a terminal emulator where you could have a POV of a small rat on a single terminal cell. So you basically, like, in this game or in this terminal emulator, you're a rat, but you have this POV of being in a single cell. So you can use the terminal, but you need to somehow fill in every cell to run the commands and so on. So yeah, probably I'm going insane, guys. Sorry.
These overdose.
But yeah, the Bevy is really cool. I really liked the rotating terminal animation you did. So after that, I was kind of like, interested in experimenting this.
Yeah, it looks really good
Yeah.
actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, anyone else doing anything cool these days?
The language is almost done.
Yo, good evening, guys.
Bonjour.
Yeah. So yesterday I was actually reading the GitHub, so I found Orhun's blog. So I was reading about it because currently I am new to Rust. So I've been reading the documentation. I think I'm currently in the last 5 chapters, which is smart pointers. Yeah, so that's where I am currently. So I was thinking about the next stage that I'm gonna hop into after studying the Rust book. So that's how I found my way to this Discord channel. So it's nice to be among you guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to the cult.
God.
So any advice for someone who is new to Rust, because I'm actually enjoying the language here.
You just gotta use it a lot. Make
Yeah.
make cool projects. Read a bunch of resources. I mean, the Rust book is really good, honestly. And
I
then
think yeah.
go ahead.
I was about to say, I think, well, what I did and I think was useful is I started with the Rust book and rustlings. I think it's nice to do those together because like the rustlings are basically kind of like little hands-on exercises which kind of follow the same like timeline as the Rust book. And then what's also I think is very important, as Gold, Silver, Copper said, is like practical exercise. So just go on projects. And I think personally, I really like the book Rust for Rustaceans from John. I can't pronounce his name, but I think he has like good stuff, which is like more kind of intermediate advanced Rust. And I think it personally it helped me a lot to understand specific concepts like how async works in Rust and things like that.
Yeah, have you seen Jan's YouTube channel?
Currently, I'm actually focused on the documentation. I've not done anything aside of that yet.
There's really a lot of resources. Like the Rust community is honestly like probably the best programming community. So there's tons of really good resources. I'm gonna link a YouTube channel of like a guy who's just really awesome.
All right, thank you so much. I will appreciate that as well. Okay.
If you use Ratatouille at some point and if you experience any issues or have any questions, just let us know. We have some Ratatouille people here. Rats.
He's the Ratatouille guy.
No, I'm just a rat.
All right. Thank you, guys. I will be listening to your conversation.
No worries, baby. I was welcome to speak up.
Thank you.
Great. We recruited another
Yeah.
grinder.
Thank God. I have
Yeah,
this amazing. Go ahead.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
No. I insist.
No, no. I was just about to say because yeah, you asked for projects. Actually, I spent this last couple of days working on a fuzzer in Rust, and
Mhm.
I think Rust in this regard also has pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, speaking of fuzzers, I've been seeing taking a look at this one fuzzer. Man, I always forget what its name is. Let me see, matchmaker. Yeah, he linked it here last time we talked. Wait, did he link it here or was it the other one? Let me see. It's a great fuzzy finder. I mean, it's kind of like a FZF replacement.
What do you mean?
And it's
What was the name?
I think it's matchmaker. Is it or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
maker?
Yeah.
It's I have it. I dropped the git link.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah. I always forget this Git, bro. But yeah, they had linked this funny fuzzy finder on their Git called Fizbee. Like it's typo resistant, and I've been trying to figure it out, like how it works and such. And it's a pretty cool algorithm. I mean, it's a nice study lesson if you want to go into that repository. It might be a little bit more advanced than actually learning like from the start. But if you want to learn like other pretty cool algorithms in Rust, it's pretty cool implementation. I want to implement it in my own project, but I'm going through a refactor right now as advised to by other people in this room. Um, and it's taking a minute for me to finish my refactor.
I guess everyone is just grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost done with my laying. I'm gonna finally start writing my horrible OCaml. Finally. But yeah. I'm almost done with all of the decisions that I need to make. I only had to make 200 decisions. Took a really long time.
I'm trying to focus on my blog a bit more these days, writing blog posts and so on, and it's really fun. But yeah, I should probably consistently write, or at some point I'll just stop doing it and then
The build
Yeah.
system is just kind of horrible. And
Ah,
so we're kind of talking about how we could improve that. And some people are saying we should use like Servo, the like, you know, the Rust web engine thing.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but we don't know how stable that is and stuff and
Yeah.
how much of
yeah.
a change
And
that's going to be.
I think there's also something to take in account the security, right? Because Obviously,
Yeah,
browsers are
especially
like
with server.
are like one of the main points. If you, for example, if you look just at Chromium, right, and like it's actually like it's very impressive in terms of security. So if you use Chromium, I guess it's fine, but yeah, with other engines and stuff, it's also something to consider because obviously, like there's a lot of attack vectors, right, with browsers.
Yeah, that's super true. Yeah, I wish there was like a good web browser that could be used through the terminal, but seems kind of
Yeah, what
difficult.
do you guys think about Ladybird, like the browser engine, or I think it's a browser, and they also do their engine
Yeah,
in C++, right?
I think it's switching over to Rust. I mean, I think the
Really?
main parts are yeah, they're he's switching over to Rust. I think there was like a little controversy of him like pushing using AI to like fast forward switching to Rust.
Yeah, they're saying they're going to use
Seriously?
AI to fully migrate.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
Mm.
about that.
yeah. I mean, I'm not actually. I don't want to present myself as an AI hater, but I think like for things like that, okay, you're doing a browser. It needs to be secure. It needs to be
Yeah,
reliable. I'm not sure how it will go, if you just use AI to like translate all the code.
yeah, because they were previously in a Swift migration, and now they think Swift is not where they should be going because of like cross-platform support. So they're switching over to
Hmm.
Rust.
But actually, Swift, wait, Swift is from Apple, right? I don't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, I think actually Swift on the latest release, I've seen that now it's also possible to use Swift for Android apps.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I do
I've
remember
seen
something
that
similar.
not too long ago. I think they made the first releases where you can actually use Swift for to deploy apps on other platforms. But yeah,
Yeah, I do like Swift a little bit. I can't lie, but the only issue I have was comp times. I can't. I really like it gets egregious.
yeah, I've never really tried it, so I can't.
You should. It's a one-time experience, you know.
Or Orhun, did you hear Botter's critique of your blog?
No, I was just disconnected. What did he
Oh,
say?
that's unfortunate.
I,
He
I
can
can
say it again,
repeat. I
trust
can
me.
repeat. I can repeat, man. I don't mind, man. You give me the mic, I make enemies.
Yeah, just tell me
But okay,
what's wrong.
only if you promise that not to kick me out from the Grindhouse, then.
Can't promise that, but go. Tell me.
Okay. Now I'm saying like because like we're trustful black people here in the Grindhouse. I'm a little bit disappointed, and I'm saying that publicly that like your blogs, man, I need to open a browser and I need to use HTTP. I was
Uh
expecting something with SSH in the terminal. Like, man, you're the Ratatouille guy, man. Like, come on.
yeah, you're right, man. But when I figure out like this carboxyl project, it's gonna be
Yeah,
well,
excuses. Okay,
yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna delete my blog. One sec. You're right.
it's archived. It's archived. People will find it. Too late, man. Too late. But what you can do, like, can never publish anything now, and the next one SSH. If you don't know how to use SSH, probably your content is not for the right audience. I don't know.
Okay,
And trust, please, everyone, man.
I got you a temporary solution. So if you run this, one second, I'm typing the commands for you, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
something like
I only need
this.
one command, man, like ssh orhundev.
Okay,
That's it.
it's two commands. Okay, it's still I think it's fine. It's a
Okay.
temporary workaround.
Okay.
I just sent it to chat.
And the way he typed that HTTP string out.
Maybe I did.
Yeah. Okay. I prefer that.
Yeah, I know.
I prefer that. Okay. Yeah, but the problem. Like, what about the images?
Um,
Yeah, but it's temporary. Okay, fine. We
no,
okay.
okay,
It's
okay.
okay.
Wait. I got you. Wait. So there's this tool. You don't like this probably, but still, temporary workaround. You can use this to view the images in the Markdown.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see what I can. Okay, as long as I don't need to open the browser and stuff. But okay, again, we just need to agree this is temporary, man. Okay, I'm expecting the next release blog.orhundev SSH. Okay.
Yeah, just give me some time,
Do we have
man.
a deal
I'll
here?
yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm putting pressure on you publicly. That's not good.
Yeah. Well, guys, I gotta go. I just received a call. I need to go. But it was fun, and see you next time.
Right, nice.
Sayonara.
Yeah, sure.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good one, man.
Take care.
Bye.
Be safe.
Probably
What the-
France. France
Gold,
got
silver,
hacked.
copper.
Yeah, what's up?
Gold, silver, copper. Are we still friends after the AI debate or not?
Oh yeah, sure. Like I really I mean
Okay. It's not
I-
personal.
no, not no.
Okay,
I wasn't. No,
good.
I mean I love AI, but I also know that like lots of people. I mean, there's a lot of like very valid concerns about it, and I definitely see them every day. It's like it's really hard to keep yourself like mentally like clear around like all the hype and all the people using it. It like creates a haze. Like you don't understand like what's going on. It's really hard. Yeah.
So I have one theory here, maybe a conspiracy theory, but maybe this is what they want all along. Like maybe not talking about AI is, we said like, okay, not talking about AI is actually talking about AI. You know what I mean? So more that we kind of try to distance ourselves from this, we criticize it more and we end up talking about it more. And today you maybe say, hey, this is bad, it's making everything bad and so on. And tomorrow you'll say, okay, let me give it a try to just see how bad it is. And the next day you still think the same, but maybe a week later you kind of like, okay, it's not that bad. And then maybe at some point you will actually get caught up in this. So more that we try not to talk about AI, we talk more about AI, and that's how they make money.
Probably. Yeah, just some truth to that. Engagement. But yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe
I just want to make it. I just want to make
Yeah.
it like with gold, silver, copper, because like I don't want to take it like I don't want things to be like personal, and I think we could have like difference of opinions about many things. I tend to, for example, to trash TypeScript and JavaScript, so on. So some people are here and they like it. So, but it's not. It's never personal. Just to make it clear.
Well, I'm taking it personally, and I'm gonna die on this hill.
Sorry to hear.
I'm gonna block you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's all chill. Like I didn't even it didn't even come into my head that it might be personal. So you're all good.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's all chill. I mean, what I just said is also like, I mean, there will be always a good tech and bad tech and shitty tech that people just dump money into. This is just gonna like keep happening. This was AI. This was
Yeah.
blockchain like 3 years ago. Now it's AI.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be AI for a while, but it is what it is, guys. So I think instead of like, this is my opinion. I am not like, I am not saying we should never talk about AI or anything hype, but I'm just saying, don't get don't get tricked into this. I mean, I'm not talking about this conversation here, but I see a lot of people just getting like overreactive to stuff on the internet. So I think this is their strategy, and this is how things get big, and it applies to every tech topic, I think. I mean, I post something on Hacker News, and if there's like so many comments, it just ends up in the front page, and the discussions there is not about the thing that I post, but just like people arguing about something completely different than what I was posting about. So this is how things
I agree with
get
you.
spread, and I think we should just like focus on grinding and just making things great as much as we can, either using AI or not. That part is kind of irrelevant, I think.
Agreed.
Yep.
I have a question for everyone. What's your favorite scripting language? Because it's like, in Rust, I mean, everyone knows Rust is the best language of all time, but you can't use Rust as a scripting language, right? Like embedded into your application. So, what do people like? JavaScript, Lua, Lisp. Like, what do you guys reach for if you need a scripting language?
I reach for Bash most of the time, but I've started to enjoy. That is actually crazy. I've started to enjoy Lua scripting recently, and like my recent works space nonsense that I was talking about. Nah, I did it on Lua.
I've seen Rust script, but it's like you can't embed it into an application.
For me, I would say like Bash and Python. I would say those works pretty well. Yeah, Python is still like scripting language. It's not like a real one. Just to be clear.
Yeah,
I'm
people
gonna
still
make
use
more
it like a real
I'm
language, but yeah,
gonna
they
make
really
more
shouldn't,
enemies again.
bro. I I personally hate Python as like an actual like used. I don't know how to put it. Like
I see
the
what you mean, but I agree with
versioning
you.
sucks. Containerizing is horrible. I hate languages that you have to containerize all the time, and it's like very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it just like scripting. Like, I think like what happens in industry is that like a lot of people, there are like some languages like with like the really low bar to get in. Okay, JavaScript, Python is
Oh
really
my
okay.
god, aren't you Pythos?
Pythons. Yeah, you see, man, we always start from the bottom. You see?
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot you're like B Python, dude. That's type shit.
Exactly. I used to use Python. I used to use Python, and my last work was Python as well. So I kind of like know what I'm talking about. And the problem is like with Python, I think it's fine language for prototypes, for some like scripting. The problem is that like it is used beyond what the initial purpose of the language. And I think if you only get into programming and you only use JavaScript or Python, you will think, oh, those languages are pretty fine. You can use them for everything. They can like work for multiple purposes, and that's fine. But like once you get to some scale, you will see that you have a lot of problems. And if you, like me, like then if you learn some Rust or some low-level languages, then you see like, oh my god, all those years I had lost like using this like toy languages. So and then you say, okay, at the end of the day, it's not a toy language, it's just like language for certain purposes, and people in industry are using it differently because it's low bar language to get in. Okay, there is no types. No one in Python is talking about pointers, memory layout, alignment, nothing. They just create anything, and there is no types. There is uh, there is no even type hints like when you write the language. So like you can write. It's easy like to build stuff, and also the feedback loop is easy as well. So that's why people get in and it's like, yeah. So initially for scripting, like, yeah, why can't we use Python for this? Why can't we use Python for this? then you end up with like a lot of like code base is a mess and like language that is like not performance and stuff. But then at the end of the day, like hardware was getting cheaper and cheaper over the years. So people say, okay, I'll just buy more hardware. I'll just pay for more the cloud. That should be fine. But the thing that I think at some point I think there is like a limit where you hit the ceiling. And if you do the same with Rust or some C++ or C, you say like, oh my god, like I'm having like 20x or 50x performance, and I'm having like I'm not paying the bill as well as get reduced by I don't know how much. And you say, okay, different languages can serve different purposes, and I think Python at the end of the day, at least for me, maybe I'm wrong. It's just like my opinion, but I think like Python at the end is just like a scripting language. You want to use something serious? Yeah, don't use Python. So Bash, Python, same category, I would say. For scripting at least. That's a long answer, man. Guys, you need to stop me actually when I'm off the road.
No, it's interesting to hear
No,
your
no,
opinions.
yeah, you're low key kind of, like the one person that has very brash opinions and is willing to share them. So I think it's like a worthwhile experience to hear your own viewpoints on certain
Yeah,
things.
I've been working Python for more than 8 years, so I think I know a little bit what I'm talking about when it comes to Python.
Yeah.
And with Bash as well. And yeah,
I've been trying to switch to Brush, I think it's called.
The shell.
why Brush? What is even Brush?
It's Bash shell with the man. You guys have these links on like Hot Swap or something, bro. Like,
I was literally like researching Bash and Rust, so I had it up.
okay, like that's crazy. The guy that made it, I think, followed me or something. I forgot. And I just found it on his profile, and it seemed pretty cool because I've been trying to find like a POSIX compliant like shell with the core features like syntax highlighting and like such and such. And Brush is that for me, and I think I can finally switch from Fish to it because I was using Fish previously, and Fish is all right. I don't like that it's not POSIX compliant though. Like I feel like most shells should be POSIX compliant, and it's kind of ridiculous not to be.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Like, you need to answer the question, but because I'm preparing like a hot question again. We're
Okay.
gonna go into controversy and stuff. Go ahead, guys. But to answer this first question about like for the scripting languages and stuff.
Yeah, Orhun, what do you think? Do you ever use a scripting language?
I am stuck on Bash, and I'm just using that as scripting language as well. I've been using it for a while, and I think the scripting language should, like, whatever you use, first of all, it should have a good ecosystem. Like, I don't want to say ecosystem, but like it should be able to easily, well, how do you call it? Reach out to other things. Like you should be able to integrate it easily with other things. So let's say you want to parse something, you can just use Bash and you can run I don't know, some tool to do that. If you're using Python, you can probably find a library to do that. You know, it should have like a good ecosystem to do whatever you want to do. So I basically just use Bash and just write scripts there. The biggest problem is sometimes I want to parse the scripts, and just parsing Bash is just horrible. It's not great. It's not a great experience at all. So that's the worst part, I think, about Bash. And we actually, in case you don't know, in Arch Linux, the whole like packaging ecosystem, it relies on Bash heavily. A lot of scripts are written in Bash, and they call each other. They like import each other, call functions. So it's just like a whole like packaging stuff happening in Bash because our package build is just Bash. So at some point I had to parse a package build file, which is a bash script, and I had to use Rust because we're using Rust in this tool. So I couldn't find a parser. So what we did was just write a bash script to parse the script and then return some formatted output and just parse that. So it was just like an intermediate layer between Bash and Rust. So it was working, but it was just like so many edge cases. It could break any second. So I don't like Bash for that particular reason, but it's very flexible. So I just use it, and like I said, I'm just stuck with it because of Arch Linux, and I cannot replace it with anything else these days. I don't know. I haven't used like another shell in years. I feel like I'm missing out. Maybe I should try Brush. I maintain that for Arch Linux, but I haven't like used it more than 10 minutes. So yeah, sad story.
You indeed you maintain like every package under the sun. Um, what got you into maintaining like packages for Arch Linux?
Sorry, what's the question?
What got you into maintaining packages for Arch Linux? Did you just kind of like fall into it?
Yeah, I mean, it was around COVID times, and I had a lot of time, like everyone else probably, and I was basically learning about Arch Linux because I was using Arch, and then I just I don't know, I was hanging out on IRC on the Arch Linux channels, and I get really interested in packaging for some reason, and yeah, I was discovering Rust projects. I was packaging them in AUR and also sharing them on social media, and that kind of created this nice loop where I just constantly discover something new, package it, and then contribute to the upstream about this package. So that's that I just liked doing that, and I get kind of hooked, and yeah, the rest is history. Now I don't even know how many packages I maintain. I can probably do more. These days I'm just a bit lazy.
I think it's fine. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy to maintain multiple packages. I can barely maintain mine. My like two packages that I have, and then there's another guy that maintains the rest of my projects for Arch.
Yeah, Orchid, do you have like some sort of like crazy maintainer setup for maintaining the packages?
You have to have one.
Like, do you mean like automation or
Yeah, like
scripting?
anything automation or scripts or like whatever. Like, what's your process?
So I have some scripts for updating some stuff, but it's mostly just when a new version is out, you just go to GitHub, check the changelog. I usually check every changelog, so I am pretty fast at reading changes, I would say, because I also maintain this changelog tool, so I can spot stuff quickly, and I just scroll through everything, just I don't know, 5-10 seconds, and then go to the local source, go to the package, update the variables, build it. This is done on a build server. I don't build on my machine because that would probably kill all my resources, building all those Rust packages. We have a pretty good like build server, so I just built there, download the source, like download the build package, sign it, and upload it to the servers, the Arch package servers. But this whole thing is now going to be automated very soon. There's a signing automation happening in one of the internal internal Arch projects. So we will basically, like, in the ideal world, as a maintainer, I would basically go ahead and merge a PR, and that's it. These days, I think that people are just working on this GitLab automation, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I mean, it's very simple. I like to do it because I don't know, I don't know, I just like to see the new releases of new software, test them out, see what people are building out there. It's fun. For the signing part, I heard some crazy setup stories, because if you have your signing key compromised, you basically, anyone can upload packages behalf of you. So I heard people just have their signing keys in air-gapped environments and shit like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who like, does some signing, and he has like some like physical flash drive looking thing that like does it for him or something. I don't know. His setup looked crazy. Like cold wallets, like crypto related as well. Like lots of like crypto transactions get signed as well. So Batter, did you have your crazy question ready?
Yeah, okay. There you go, guys. We're gonna go for another controversy again. Make some enemies. Okay, there you go, guys. What do you think about like this Unix philosophy and how systemd is messing up with the whole Linux system? Don't you think it's like the right time to have some alternative to systemd take over?
Yeah, systemd, I don't know. I've never really been a fan of it because like I mean what I've heard is like sysadmins kind of like it because it like I don't know has a bunch of useful stuff built in. But as someone who was just kind of like using Linux a bit of as a noob, like like a simple init system was just like way better, and then trying to like use systemd was the nightmare. Uh, and yeah, now that like they're doing the age verification stuff, it kind of sucks. But yeah, really weird.
I mean, the thing like there are a lot of startups that says, I mean, systemd as an init system is fine, okay. The problem is like it's not like one package, like it's kind of like framework that's kind of like replaced some other tools. And if you want to replace systemd now, you cannot. You can just like uninstall systemd and install like an alternative. You kind of like need to build your own distro, kind of. And the thing is that like this kind of like go against like the Unix philosophy that makes it like very easy actually, like to build alternatives to some tools and improve them. And also the fact that like there are some, I think I have linked it like before, but I don't remember. Where kind of like system, they don't care about the standards anymore. They will just do whatever they want, and people will follow because they are just the only one. And I can understand, like, again, system this and any system is fine. It's completely, I like it. But like this whole mess, and the guy he thinks like he's better than everyone else. All the feedback from the users are just like thrown away, and kind of like they have their own agenda, like, and they do whatever they want. And the problem is like today there is no like serious alternative. And I would say like, yeah, probably like someone need to build some good alternative to systemd, probably in Rust, of course. But yeah, I'm getting frustrated over and over
I
with this like more and more.
Yeah, I personally don't like systemd in the sense that a lot of their utilities tend to assume certain things or like they assume that you need like binary logging, which is insane. Um, Making journal CTL one of the worst experiences I've had to deal with in like actual DevOps environments. Um, but overall, I think the suite itself is mostly okay when you implement the suite. The main issue is that you have one point of connection to like your entire system. Like PID one is kind of important to be like actual good system, and especially they've shown to really like ignoring like certain CVEs, where if Pottering himself doesn't understand the CVE, he'll just brush it aside as if that's not like an actual issue. Um, the main thing I think overall is that most people should be able to have the choice to separate um this and that off from their system. That's why I'm creating my own like package management, which is mostly parts agnostic for Linux systems as well as BSDs. Um, so you can just choose to have like a muscle system, or like have X and Y from this repository or that repository. I call it Bedrock Linux, but without having the Bedrock part. Um, and I think overall is it's a situation where most of the choices in the Unix land are controlled by major distributions, and depending on your distribution, you're not going to really have many options. So, I on the front of System D alternatives, I do find dinit to be one of the best polished alternatives, whilst OpenRC is um a great alternative as well because of like popularity and usage as well. And it has a lot of like packages made for OpenRC. I think D in it as well is quite a beautiful option. It's like if System D was just the init itself and not like trying to shove everything under the sun into a single binary or some shit. So I think D init is a great alternative. And if you want to use a distro with D in it, I think Arctics is a pretty great option. They have very well detailed instructions on how to install the distribution, as well as like OpenRC or Runit options. So you can use it with like dnit or OpenRC or Runit. And yeah, I think having the ability to choose is pretty important.
I think you put it in great way. Yeah. Go ahead and go to recover.
I was just gonna ask, like, does Orhun have any thoughts on Arctics versus normal Arch?
I haven't tried it. But I think I don't remember which spin was it, but I think it was Arctics. Someone from like some maintainer from that community, I think he's now a part of Arch Linux as a package maintainer. I might be mistaken here, but they are, I think, one of the like one of the highest quality spins that is out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even saying Manjaro and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I haven't tried it, so can't really say anything about that. It's been a while since I switched distros, man. I mean, I'm using Arch for some time now. So, yeah. You could probably use Artix and still do maintenance for Arch, probably. Because I'm not maintaining any like core packages. Most of the stuff that I maintain are just like user space packages. So yeah, but it's better to just stay on Arch for me.
One of the issues I had with System D at one point was like I was using like a distro without System D, like Void Linux, I think it was, and at one point I tried to install a database that I had to use, and it was just like, yeah, this can't run without System D, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks. So I had to like switch. So I feel like it's kind of an issue because there's some software that like relies so heavily on systemd that it kind of makes it impossible to decouple.
So in the hackerspace that I have set up kind of an old system for the background music, basically. So I have this Raspberry Pi 3 with Alpine Linux on it. Don't ask me why Alpine Linux, because I mean, I just checked on this old Raspberry Pi and it had Alpine Linux on this. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use it. And I had updated all the like the certificates and like the repositories and so on this. It's an old system, but it still
Sorry,
runs.
Orhan, 1 second.
Yeah.
I have to go, guys. So that was a really nice hangout. See
Right.
you next time then.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks for
care.
hanging out.
Bye.
So I have Alpine Linux on this, and it's connected to a CRT screen, like an actual CRT. I don't know, just a big ass thing, you know, like this old CRT display or whatever. So yeah, it's a super old system. So it has OpenRC on it, and I had to define some services for Wi-Fi and some other stuff, and it was surprisingly like easier, I would say, than systemd, and it's like it just works. You know, there's like a couple of commands, and I mean, luckily AI was also like pretty good at it, so I was able to write some service files and so on. So that was a cool experience. And the other day I was there, yesterday, I had to store some services, and it was just still working after a while. It was just like service start or whatever the command was, and it's pretty good. So I was just wondering, like, if you guys had any experience with, like, I don't know, Alpine, OpenRC, or non-system D stuff outside of it.
Yeah. I mean, I started using Linux like a very long time ago. Like my first computer was like my dad's old laptop that he just like put Linux on. So that's like that was just my computer. And then I remember like I mean, it was just super easy to like use, right? But like I remember like one of the things that made me really frustrated was like when other distros started moving to systemd, a bunch of the documentation like wasn't up to date. So it's like I would be trying to install like some distro and I'd be like researching how to set something up and literally all the docs were just like on the old init system and I had zero idea how to do anything and it was like super frustrating because of that.
So okay, I don't remember a time where I used something else and then systemd was like a new thing. So was it like I'm just curious about the era. So was it like a hype back then, or why did like distros suddenly switch to systemd?
From what I understood, it was mostly like a sysadmin thing, like because systemd kind of like unified a lot of the functionality of like a bunch of other like programs. It made it like way more standardized and easier to manage because previously like a Linux server setup would be just using a ton of like stuff glued together. So people were like kind of hype about systemd because it's like, okay, you don't have to glue together 20 different things that aren't really compatible by default, and it would just kind of work. That was kind of the idea behind it. Um, but yeah, I mean, this was like I'm looking at it right now, and like it says System D was released like in 2010, which makes sense. Like that was about the time like I was messing around with it. Maybe a bit later because it took a while for it to roll out, but yeah, it was like a sysadmin thing.
Got it. I mean, when I started using Linux, it was just the default. I mean, I don't remember anything else back then. And yeah. What were you?
Yeah, also, like,
Yep.
I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna reminisce more about how, like, back then, like, the only way to get support was like browsing through like Linux forums and stuff like that, and just like hoping something worked that somebody posted. Like, unless you like really knew your stuff, right? But I was like a teenager, like I was just trying to get Wi-Fi to work, right? And it's like you just scour through like 5 different Linux forums, and they're all like using initd, and like maybe one of them uses systemd, but it's on like a totally other distro, and you're just like, man, what the hell do I do?
So the other day, I troubleshoot an issue with my OpenVPN setup, and it involved something called give me a second. I will just tell you. So okay, I had some setup where something called systemd resolve d was editing my DNS settings for some reason. So I had to guys, I didn't know anything about these stuff before. Okay, so first time dealing with this. So I had to disable that setting, and I installed something called DNS crypt proxy, and then I was able to just use the VPN because my DNS was not like my DNS was properly changed based on the VPN, because before that I was on VPN but my DNS was the same, so I was still getting blocked for some reason. So I stopped this service and I changed my resolver config or whatever and started using the script thing, and now I can use VPN. But this happened like very randomly out of the blue. Like one day I just like started my VPN and it didn't work, and I don't know what changed. I didn't update my system. I didn't touch anything related to the system, the resolver, whatever. So I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, you guys have dealt with this before?
Yeah, I had when I was setting up CashOS, they had an option for systemd resolver. Um, Thankfully, they also had an option to disable it, and that's what I used. I don't think I actually had to interface with it at all. It does. I think it caches some stuff. Let me take a look. It was messing about with some DNS settings,
Yeah, it
and
has
I
a
have to
yeah.
interface with a lot of servers, and it was really annoying to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I didn't know I was using that, to be honest. Like I don't remember setting this up. Maybe I did. Maybe it's part of the default default thing, and no idea. But then, this had this cache thing that you can like delete, and then there's like a there was like a command that flushes some things, I don't know. It was so weird because I was on the VPN. My IP was I was like using the IP of the server, but the DNS was not changed. So I was using the internet, but like this with the same DNS, so it was like kind of pointless. So
Right.
yeah, this DNS crypt thing was also like a suggestion from ChatGPT. So I didn't know that it existed. So yeah, I don't know, some weird things. I have no idea. It just breaks. Just breaks. But now it's fine, I guess. I'm right now live streaming from like through VPN, and I'm also connected to Discord through VPN.
Is there a lot of blocking in Turkey right now?
Not really. Only Discord, and yeah, I think only Discord these days. At some point, Wikipedia was banned, which was kind of weird. It was banned for 3 years, 4 years, 2 years. I remember. People kind of forgot that it existed when they started using, um, I don't know, other platforms, and people started to like learn about DNS and so on. But Discord is like completely dead. I mean, I don't hear anybody using Discord in Turkey anymore. Like people just use other stuff probably, and they don't use VPN. It's I don't know. They say it's too much work, and also when you pay for these services, um, they either have like I don't know low like high latency, or yeah, they don't want to pay for them. So Discord is basically dead.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Russia. It's like a lot of people are just moving away from Discord and stuff.
Which is kind of a shame because I want to invite many friends from Turkey to this Discord server, but I can't because they don't use Discord anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, I was talking to my Russian friends like through Telegram, and now like they're banning Telegram, and they're trying to like force everyone to use like the state-sponsored like messaging platform, and it's just like kind of horrible.
We should all just use IRC, man.
That's true. I mean, I remember I used to use IRC a ton, and then like everyone just like moved away from it eventually, and then it was just kind of dead. Kind of sucks.
Do you guys remember the time where there was this Freenode server and one day it just got there was some controversy and it became Libera chat?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a weird day. Like I was on Freenode and everyone started leaving the channels and um, leaving the server altogether. And in a day, everyone, like most of the projects, were just migrated to a new server. It's interesting. I don't even remember like what happened in Freenode, but there's some drama.
Yeah. I've I've heard people talk about like email making a comeback, even though that sounds really weird. But like apparently I heard a thing where it's like at least the US government, they have like a system set up where like email is literally like the last bastion of communication in case everything goes wrong. like they have like a whole system for supporting email servers in case everything else goes down. So I don't know. I've just like
Email.
thought of. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying like it'd be interesting if like there could be a kind of something like Discord but built on top of the email protocol.
Have you seen Delta Chat?
Yeah, I think I've seen it before. Here, let me look at it again.
I think that's pretty cool. It's based on email, as far as I know, and one of the people that we all like, one of the people in the server, and you guys know her, Yagoda. I think she's now contracting for them, working on on the on some of the Delta Chat projects, I think. Um, and I heard good things about Delta Chat from the Arch people as well, from the maintainers. So that seems a promising project. I hope it's not gonna like end up like Matrix though. So let's see.
What happened with Matrix?
I don't know. I feel like it's not like it has good promises and so on, but um, I don't know. Feels like it's a bit like the client side is not great.
Mhm.
I think like you could not still like there's some weird UI things and like I don't know, some weird stuff happens
Yeah.
sometimes. No video chat, no calls and stuff like that. I mean, you could probably cannot like do that
How
with Delta Chat as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I will say I've been making a Matrix client for a minute now. Um, Thankfully, those pain points have thankfully been resolved with a couple of clients. The main ones being Element, what was it called? Cine and Sable. Um, Obviously, it's an area being actively worked on, so it's gonna take a decent bit of time to actually properly implement. The main issue with Matrix, I wouldn't say is necessarily on the client side. I would say it's more of like the back end server side where the option to actually properly run a Matrix client is kind of Matrix server is kind of ridiculous, and the caching situation is also kind of ridiculous. So it's more of that side of things. I think overall, like calling has been solved, video calling has been solved. Thankfully, just recently, by the way, like 2 weeks ago, type recent. Um, I mean, I know Element has had Element Call for the longest time. Um, there is another client called The Grid, which has calling in a GPY Rust implementation, which is pretty cool. I talked to the dev; is pretty clean with how he's developing. I'm also making mine to have similar feature sets and I like. Um, but I do think Matrix is generally going to be like the main other option besides say Discord, because most people are not going to leave Discord despite what most people would like to believe and say. It's too like, even if they implemented like a horrible policy, it would have to be like something actually devastating in their own user UX to, you know, actually hurt the usage of it. I mean, it's we're talking about over 100 million users here, so I think Matrix for the technically inclined is kind of where they're going to be leaning towards. And thankfully, you know, things are improving on that end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wanted to say I now know where I remember Delta Chat from. It's because they use IRO for networking, which is really similar.
Yeah, I copied down this code one time, like straight. awesome code. Sorry.
That's what it's there for.
You know that's like half of like programming inspiration. And to be fair, I'd say like 30 to 40% of the code in most programs is like inspired. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do
For me,
you
it's like 60%, but you know what I mean?
do you ever like find yourself in a like very desperate situation that you're searching GitHub for code snippets to understand how to use a certain thing?
Yes. So I've been writing Kalidux for God knows 3 4 months now. Um, and there was one point where I was dealing with Vulkan and CUDA interop. I had to so the Vulkan implement like documentation is very it's like it's very specific to say the least. But like the how you use it is also very specific. So I was looking for some type of Vulkan call to properly map to CUDA memory because otherwise I was using another one. I forgot what it was. This was like a while ago, and it was causing stripping of like video and data. So I had to go find it. I went to this website called Code Browser, and I started just looking around how other people have implemented it. It took me like an entire night. I remember I stayed up for 15 hours just reading other people's code, and I was able to find the one Vulkan call, and then I put it in my code, and then the Git commit. I wanted to put in the actual Vulkan code that I remember, but I didn't put it in there. So every single time I have to try and find that call, I have to go through my own code base multiple times over to just go find it. And the Kalidix code base is like one of the worst code bases ever written, like genuinely ever written. There's a 5,000 line file in there. I know that. There's a couple 3,000 lines. So it's it works, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen people write a whole project in one file before, where it's like 100,000 lines of code. I don't know why they do
You got me
that.
beat.
I don't know
You
why
got
they
me
do
beat.
that.
Yo, the max I've ever done is like 8,000 lines in one file, bro. Like that is yeah, you got me beat, bro. Nah, it's because I just, like I'm already in the file. I might as well continue, bro. Like, uh, and it doesn't help. At the time, I used to program very differently. I mean, when I started the project, I was still using a mix of like Nano and NeoVim. So I just and my NeoVim config was pretty bare bones, to be honest. So I'll just keep writing where I'm already at, which caused some horrificness. And plus I genuinely like how do I put it? Like in code bases that I've had to work in before, I mean it's pretty customary if you're trying to edit other files in the code base, you're gonna have to deal with other people that own that file apparently. So I just got used to edit coding in one file. But yeah, it's I've gotten to the point where I'm breaking that habit. I've wrote a code standards now that will keep me wrangled into a proper way of like if the file is getting above 500 lines, I actually have to comment the reason why it's going past that line count. I'm not trying to hard scope myself into like creating a bunch of thousand little shitty files. Like I hate that shit. So if I have to, I'm gonna keep doing what I do, but if I'm gonna try to stop myself. Rust has a great crate system. I implore you to all properly understand workspaces and how to create cargo profiles and such and such to have a pretty great experience having programming. Instead of dealing with like I remember one point I was like I'm kind of tired of having to search through like one entire block of file and having to memorize each function I was gonna go to. So that's why I kept a track of most of my code base standard code base audit files where I'd like spend like 20 minutes writing and mapping the entire code base, and then I would keep a reoccurring line at the bottom where I just add on to it what I did and what to remember instead of actually in the code base, because I used to be pretty diligent about commenting, and now I don't really comment in code if most of it is like it makes sense to everybody, so there's no reason to comment. And if there is a reason to leave a comment, I would just leave like a nice one-line comment. I hate multi-line comments personally.
Yeah, commenting can get like really out of hand sometimes, like getting out of date, just like being
Yeah.
inaccurate after updating. It's like having a lot of comments that you have to keep up to date can get a bit annoying.
Yeah, it's like any document, like, they're destined to go out of date. Destined to go out of date. So it's always a tussle and puzzle with especially like to-dos. I used to keep a bunch of to-dos in the code base, which horrible fucking practice. But you know, it kept my mind fresh until I used to work at night and I would forget that I had put a to-do there, and then I'd come back and then I'll do the thing again without reading the to do. And then I'll just add a bunch of code so the to do is like referencing something that it completely isn't even there. Or I'll refactor everything and I'll do the classic, it counts as a refactor if I copy and paste this into a different file. And the to do will be carried over, but it'll be in one file, but it's referencing this actual piece of line that's in this file, and it's kind of like it's bad hygiene overall. So keeping comments minimal is a must for me.
Yep.
And I've found this cool trick that works all the time. If you don't know how to do something, just grab one of Orhun's like code bases. I use Benhost a bunch of times, and I use it as a template. Yeah,
Wait, what? Which one?
yeah, like a Benhost. I use Benhost. It's a I think the binary thing. Oh, Ben
Insider.
Cider, not Ben Holder. Ben Host. I'm don't know where I got that. Yeah, Ben Cider. I just copy like git pull it. What is that give? Um I git pull it and then I just use uh how other people's code in there as like a kind of like a template for how I should be writing. Because there is pretty good comments in there. Like I remember this one file. Which one was it? Was it in I think it was some type of state thing that like had comments on every single thingy, and it's kind of cool. And then, um, yeah, I just kind of personally started copying that type of style of writing, and then I was just using a lot of different other code bases to learn like cargo toolings and profiles and stuff like that because I had never actually used like stuff like mold or like what was the other one called wild? Was it called wild? Um and so yeah, I was just I didn't even know that cargo had its own like config file, which was hilarious.
Yeah, the reason why I was probably commenting everything in that file, the state thing, is because I had this lint configured, so I was getting this cargo warning messages if something is
Oh.
not documented. So if you like overly I don't know, documenting stuff, you could also use this at the top of your librs. But sometimes it's a bit too much. I will admit that. I mean, sometimes something is already super clear and you
Right.
don't have to put a extra line of comment there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind. And one other thing about that project, which is now a good thing, there's like no AI involved when I started writing that. So that's just, I don't know, something to flex, I guess, nowadays.
Yeah, of course, of course. No artificial intelligence, no other brain was involved.
Yeah, all handwritten, all what do you call it?
Artisanal.
Yeah,
Artisanal code, handcrafted.
handcrafted. Yeah. So
17 contributors. That's less than I'd imagine. Yeah.
my
I also
first.
just literally. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say something else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I literally copied like your entire flow, like the entire way you do like UI design and TUIs. So I just literally just yoinked it, and I use it in my own projects.
Yeah, no worries. I yoinked it from Spotify TUI in 2019, so shout out to them.
Shout out to them then, yeah.
Yeah, it was my first ever Rust TUI project, and I basically read their code base and just copied stuff. And yeah, nowadays people think that it's my flow, but no, I'm just
No,
on
it's
the
not even your flow.
shoulders of on what do you call it? On the
On the
shoulders
shoulders
of
of giants.
yeah, shoulders of rats.
Do you do any Java programming still?
Me?
Yeah.
I wish that would have been fun.
Wait, hold up. Why would you want to program in Java?
Oh, I was just kind of asking. I mean, I sometimes program in Java. I mean, sometimes you need the JVM. I've realized this in the time that I've been writing. I feel like sometimes, like I kind of use it like I would use Go, but I don't know Go that well. The last Go PR that I did on some of these projects, I kind of felt like an idiot. Um, so I default back to Java because that was the actual technically first language that I ever learned.
Yeah, for me too. And I spent a couple of years um, working with Java, doing Android, and
Oh.
uh, yeah, it was actually fun because Java is very redundant, and
Mm-hmm.
you write like bunch of code that you probably shouldn't write, and bunch of files, and it has a structure. Some people say that it's very unnecessary and like it's just bad code, but I find it a bit more comforting, so to speak, because you know you know the flow, like you know you gonna what you're gonna do. It's just you just go ahead and do it. So maybe nowadays it's not that fun because you probably vibe code those parts, but back in the day, I was just like writing a lot of code, like in terms of um, like lines, number of lines,
Mm.
and it was just it felt like I was doing something. I was not doing anything. I was just like writing like classes and so on. And back in yeah, I mean back in university, it was also there was like so many Java classes, like they were teaching us Java, and I was I really liked it back then as well because I already knew Java and I knew like how to approach problems and so on. It was just like fun. It's a good language to teach certain concepts. I don't think
Yeah.
I would enjoy it these days, um, though, because the ecosystem wise, it's yeah, Java. It's bad
Yeah.
performance and so on. But just for the sake of writing code,
Yeah. For the
I would
sake of
probably
writing.
write Java again.
So
It's
it's a
fun.
fun experience. Last time I touched it, I was doing robotics. Because apparently, um, the I don't want to dox myself or something, but the program for robotics that my school was using, um, they have they wanted some mentors to come back. So I was doing some CAD work, and I just one thing led to another. I started doing some Java code to handle some machinery, and they use a Java to like literally program the robot's instructions and such, which is crazy thing to do nowadays. But
Yeah.
yeah, uh, I mean, it worked, well, half worked. I mean, can't overstate my own programming skills. But yeah, Java's fun to write. I mean, speaking of ecosystem, I think there's one language that I've been dealing with recently that I think ecosystem wise, it's one of the best.
I like Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft is fun. My friend tried to, I think, no, I don't think he actually properly attempted to. I think he wanted to rewrite the entire thing in C++ plus plus or something.
No, Microsoft already did that. It's called Bedrock Edition.
Fair point. Yeah. I we kind of dropped off the project because I'm not too interested in Minecraft. I know kind of ridiculous, but I promise you I have less than 10,000 hours in that game. I personally I find the art the graphical detail to be too low, like the art style resolution to be too low. Like I need something conceptually higher, like vintage story. Vintage story is pretty cool. I mean, I've been hanging out with this guy that's making a VR mod for the game, and it's I think it's a better experience than Minecraft itself. I mean, but that's just personal preference. That's yeah.
I mean, Vintage Story is like really beautiful.
Yeah, you can say that again. I've been trying to do like custom shaders in VR with it, and it's so beautiful. I mean, too good to be true, man. I mean, it's too good. The only issue is the .NET, bro. .NET is kind of crazy, but it's a fun game.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play it. I just haven't had the time to get into it, especially because like getting into it seems so difficult. Like the crafting system is like so detailed that it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
like
the
daunting.
crafting. Yeah, it seems daunting before you do anything. Like, I was too scared to actually properly like learn like how to do clay uh and like ironwork or copper work and such and such. But it comes with a pretty great help tool. Like at any time you can bring up the help tool to like it's basically a wiki, but in the game itself, it has beautiful animations. It tells you how to do how it expects it, and it's pretty open ended too. I mean, you can kind of try to do bullshit with it, which is fun. So, like it's pretty easy to make the first starting off tools and breaking off from there. I mean, I will not lie, it is better with like friends around to help you out. But overall, great experience. You know, it just kind of depends with the type of like learning and enjoyment you get out of the game.
For sure.
100%. Oh, Gold, didn't you say you have interfaced with like with Ostro before, or have you just like heard of it in passing?
With what?
Ostro, the language?
That's the one like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
No, I was just like looking at its GitHub while talking to you.
Oh, okay. It's a really great language. Like I loved it so much I didn't even have to write any comments when I was writing Ostro. Like it is genuinely one of those languages that I've taken so much of a liking to that, like as we were saying, I'm making my own version. Technically, I mean, more of like a hard fork of the language. Uh, for me, I think this might be a bit of like a bit of an embellishment, but you know, I think it could possibly replace Rust for me personally.
That's a high bar.
Yeah, definitely, Iba.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm like so all in on Rust right now because it's just kind of I wouldn't say it's like the best at everything because it definitely
Right,
isn't.
obviously
Like,
not.
but in terms of like the combination of ecosystem, community, power, I think it's the best language right now.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I've seen like I don't know why, but like Zig is getting popular. It kind of seems, but to me,
Yeah.
Zig is just like not that great. Like it's slightly better than C, but
Yeah.
it still has all the like memory issues. Like it doesn't like solve any of them really.
No, it
Like
really doesn't. I mean, I don't think it necessarily attempts to. I think it deals with them as in like a sort of passing way. Um, I think a language that properly handles them is Rust. But I think overall the way that Stroll goes about handling memory is kind of like the best system ever. I mean, we kind of have theme types in Rust, but it's linear type system. Just it's like you like it's like a no-brainer. It solves so many problems. Like wanting a spec in the language, think of like languages like I forgot what it was named, but like having like a long time alongside spec file to make sure you're to prove what you're writing is correct. Like that built into the linear system in of itself. I mean, you could argue specs are technically like any strongly typed language, but the linear system makes that even more apparent. I mean, it's quite a beautiful scene to actually like witness, and I don't know, I've fallen in love with the language overall. It's one of the greatest experiences as a programmer for me to personally find like an actual like there is something out there that's actually agrees with my own mental model of like how programming should be. The main issue I have with other languages is not necessarily like memory models or anything like that, because technically you can solve that in pretty much like any decent language. I mean, even C itself. I mean, Austro emits C, so the main issue is syntaxing. I think a lot of languages syntaxing are like boys to an extent that are kind of ridiculous. I also don't like a lot of symbol work in languages. I think, keeping it more like, alphabetical characters makes a little bit more sense. So I like the way Austro handles its own syntaxing and how clear it makes everything. It's so good that I can generally sit down, like just read the code in of itself and pass it in like half the time it would take me to actually pass like Rust or like, I mean, C is pretty quick to pass if you're doing anything simple enough, but in large code bases it gets to a point where it's kind of ridiculous. And I mean, any web language I personally find hard to pass as well, but those are made to be somewhat easy for you to pass. And I think Austral, and in consequence my folk of Astro called Kyokai um is gonna be like, you know, up there in the ability to be able to quickly pass it, understand what you're looking at, and be able to make changes quite quickly. Um but overall, I can't be talking too high of a bar for a language that doesn't even exist, and it's just a simple text file right now.
Yeah, building a language is a lot of work.
Yeah, you're telling me. Every single decision takes like 2 to 3 hours to make. Like this entire core, I've been working on two decisions on whether I should have atomics in the language, and I've been plotting out whether they should be linear or not. I mean, they shouldn't be linear. They should be free. Uh, because the entire point of atomics is being able to have multiple owners or like two owners. So I don't know about immutables though. Like, wait. Let me not get into all of that. But yeah, overall, it's a hard process. I can understand why it took Bro so long to actually, you know, um, probably like write Ostro. I mean, I don't know why he's taken a bit of a back onto it. I think it was mostly a study project, to be honest. Like sort of research project. I don't think he wanted to actually sit down and write an entire standard library. So it's a fair thing, and that's why I'm personally forking it to make it better in the eyes of myself, I guess.
It seems like the creator of Austral is just working on random apps and like Rust now.
Yeah, yeah. He's been kind of like working on his own personal stuff. I mean, it's kind of admirable, to be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't done a git commit in like so long. I've been just having code bases sat for a minute. To be honest, I have been busy refactoring Revit and FCell, so and there isn't going to be any much of code being dropped anytime soon on my personal repositories.
Orhun, any thoughts?
Not really, man. I'm cooked. My brain is cooked.
Yeah.
I want to share something with you guys. I think I'm gonna write a blog post about all of this and kind of make it more public later. But in case anyone is listening right now, or anyone is listening to recording or whatever, so probably next month or the month after that, I will be moving to Germany. Most likely, if everything goes right. It's a pretty big change. So we'll see what happens. I'll try to keep everyone in loop. Because I also need that, trying to share things, and yeah, you'll be grinding from there at some point.
Oh, sure.
So I've been
That's
dealing with
dope,
that.
man.
Yeah, I've been dealing with the legal stuff last week, this week, and yeah, it's gonna happen at some point.
Anything you're particularly looking forward to in Germany?
Um, Meeting more music people, because yeah, I'm going to Berlin. Berlin is just full of synthesize heads, synth heads. I don't know what those people are called. Um, Music nerds. So I'm just super excited to be around them and make music. Other than that, I don't know, not really.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I should probably start writing that blog post. I was thinking like maybe I could make it public after I go there, but I think it makes sense to just share this news with people before I go, because I might need some help from people in terms of local stuff, finding apartments and whatnot. So I think it makes sense to just let people know before I go there, and I don't know, just be prepared.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You have like a bunch of contacts in the area.
Yeah. So yeah, life updates. Hopefully upgrades as well, not a downgrade. We'll see. Other than that, I think I am pretty cooked, guys. So let's wrap this up.
Mm.
Anything you want to discuss
No,
before we go?
I think I'm finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Pretty hungry. I need to eat some cheese.
Yo, guys, I got one question.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Okay, so when do you usually have these calls? Is there a time do you guys have calls like this?
We have
Yeah.
it once a month at the same time, Sunday at 8 p.m. UTC. And then sometimes people just hop in the call like whenever.
All right, all right. I have to say I learned a lot from your conversation, so thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for sticking around.
The pleasure is mine.
Awesome.
Shoot.
All right, guys. I guess see you later. We'll talk later.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
peace out, man. Good luck
Peace
with
out.
everything.
Thanks.